Yeah, if you swallow loudly.
Well, I can't even help it.
Hi, everyone.
Are we
This,
live?
this,
Did you seriously put me live while I'm asking you that?
yes.
You're an idiot. I don't like you. Oh my God, you
How's it
guys.
going, everyone? TGIF people. Thank
I
God
can't
it's
stand
Friday.
him. I can't explain to you how much I cannot stand this man today.
One of
Happy
those days.
Friday. Happy Friday.
Look at this shirt. Look at the shirt.
Oh, look at my shirt.
What does this say? Stay strapped
It says,
or get clapped.
how's that?
Stay
Yeah.
strapped or get clapped.
Yeah,
You like it? Look at
I
this
like
one.
it.
I got a llama with like guns. Okay? Llama with guns.
It's Black Rifle coffee, that's why.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. I
I like
like
it.
it. I do like it. So, guys, thank you for being here.
TGIF, everybody. And pardon moi if I do crazy stuff on the chat because I'm on this new
Knew
thing that
something.
Joe put me on.
Yes, let me make sure your sound is off. We will take that sound all the way off. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah,
See?
and we'll go ahead and skip that commercial because this commercial is funny. I don't even know. So, anyways, guys, thank you so much for being here. It is
Yes.
Friday
I
once
hope you all
again.
had a great
Yeah,
week.
it has been a week,
It has been a
an
week.
enjoyable week. I think there's been a lot going on. There's like we got like new stuff going on here. Look at this. I
I
didn't even.
haven't, I wasn't here last Friday,
So let
so
me show you guys. All right. So I set this up for Fabiola. So she has like all of her little buttons that she used to have before, but now I consolidated them, made them nice, and she's never even seen them. So she doesn't even know what's
yeah, I
even
don't even
there.
know.
So she's gonna have to look at it and see.
Yeah.
But instead of having like pictures, it actually says the words like rocket and snow and Santa and Bozo. Who could be Bozo? Who is Bo? Let me hit Bozo.
Today you,
Look who it
oh my
is.
God,
It is
you should put
Bozo
an N for nasty bozo.
for Nasty Bozo.
He's
We
just
we have
me.
the BS meter sub two like store. Look at that. We're gonna get rid of Bozo. So
Wow.
guys, there was a lot going on this week. Before we say hello to everyone, I just want to say that there was a ton of good stuff that went out this week. I think we had 4 or 5 videos. One video was about the IFT9. Really good information in there. I got a lot of stuff, a lot of things that if you haven't watched that video, definitely take a look at it. And it was called like SpaceX IFT9 launch update and like upgrades. And I talked to you about all the upgrades and what was going on in that. And it's good. It's definitely good. And the 21st is going to be the magic day that you're going to be hanging out with me, right? All right, maybe you won't. But I hope you do. And we're going to see Starship IFT9 launch. And this time it's not going to blow up. It's going to make it around the entire planet. Maybe, maybe not. And it's definitely going to shoot
You
off
talked a lot.
some version 3 satellites. Hold on just a second. Hold on. I just want to say like what we talked about this week and then I'm going to give you the
But
floor.
why
I
can't
won't
we say
say
hello to everybody
because I
first?
just want people to know what is going on, what we're going to talk about tonight.
God, that's so backwards ass, but okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I also talked about SpaceX space-based electricity, which I thought was just cool as shit. Imagine that. Making electricity in space and then beaming it down with microwaves. Don't worry, you won't turn into like, I don't know, you won't pop like an egg in a microwave. I hope not, at least. Then also how the EU is going against SpaceX, Starlink, with this $3 billion response, which was kind of interesting. And then finally, today's video went out, which was a GPS video about how SpaceX will be replacing GPS, those old outdated GPS satellites in the not too distant future. And I had to, I guess, toot my own horn because about 2 years ago I said that that was going to happen eventually. So toot toot for me. I actually got it right. It happens every once in a while. So, and there you go. I will give you the floor so we can say hello to everyone. Hi,
Hi, guys. I'm interrupting. I'm taking over this channel.
take it over. You
Wait,
do it.
can I make this bigger? No, I
No,
can't
you
pop it out.
cannot.
Oh,
I don't know how to do it.
mercy.
Sorry.
Anyways, I just want to say hello to you guys tonight. Gal
You
girl,
do
what's
like this?
I have no
No,
idea.
it
This
doesn't
is
work.
your thing.
I was just saying.
Oh, Lord. Gala girl. I don't know. John Shrad, cheap mini out now. New inbound soon.
Yes.
Ricky Joe, how's it going? Radioactive Texan, Jim Lippy, Travis Hockenberry. Tom is here from Pennsylvania.
How you
How you
doing,
doing,
Tom?
Tom? No one. Honey Badgers. Good evening, everybody. Please like and share. Thank you very much. Welch and Sun Farm. No kicks yet. Gonna be a bad day. We already started. Kicks are coming for the bathroom remodel. Oh, we have an update on the bathroom remodel.
A good update?
Yes,
Oh,
Rubicon, Piney Woods, Speed Racer. Shannon is here and he already did a super chat, official live on the air, purple
purple
hair.
cool tease.
Yeah, cool tease, bathroom still not done yet. Fab is back, super chat. Thanks, Shannon. Appreciate it.
Shannon,
Thanks for
send
kicking.
me over your plumber, Shannon.
Yeah. L. Edwards is here. Mark Potachnik. Why do I always kill your name every Friday? Travis, Arthur, 83G. Hello. And let's see. I think I got everybody for right now. Our GSD rules. How you doing? Happy Friday. Yeah, we're in the ring tonight. I'm getting all these now commercials on this thing, so now I can't see the chat while it's doing a commercial.
That's something new. I don't know. Can we? I don't know.
I don't know. This is your thing.
I never seen that before.
Okie dokie then.
Maybe we can hit skip. There we go.
Alrighty.
All right, and there it is.
Yes. All right. Let me before I even start, remember if you have a question, put at JCristina so it highlights in a little box. It's easier for me to see your question so I don't miss it. And you guys already started, so I'm just
Yep.
gonna backtrack a little bit. Like I said before, John is Shrod. Cheap Mini out now. New inbound soon.
Yes, that's good. That's good. $40. That's good for a little basically a router on crack because it also does backhauling and it has a port in the back so you can extend off that. Really cool stuff. I can't believe that they actually put that out there. They should never have put it out there because that is a expensive router, let's say, and for $40, it's really cheap. It's way too cheap in my personal opinion. But I think it's great. And you could buy a bunch of them and literally you can line them all up in your house and you're good. You're good to go. You turn it into a massive mesh network and one connects to another, to another, to another, to another, and off you go. So really cool. Thanks a lot, Shannon, once again for that super chat. Appreciate that for the purple hair and cool shirts. Yeah, it's always nice having like some different shirts.
Yes.
I already did that, but it doesn't matter. So,
Sorry. No. Uh, this has to do with my business.
yeah,
The guy looked on the camera and he said my key is behind my thing inside my salon space.
there you go.
Oh,
We've
okay.
been losing stuff lately, right? We need
Yes, I
like,
had a really,
yeah,
it started off really good and then it just went crazy.
something like that. But that's good. So,
Yes, okay. Yay.
so that's good.
All right. Gosh, I need a drink. I should have had a
I know.
drink today. Okay.
No drinks for me.
Mark Potachnik, lots of tornadoes now. Where are you,
Really?
Mark?
Where are you, Mark?
Welch and Sun Farm, LOL. Hit that thumbs up and down, please, something, and tell your friends, please. Thank you, Welch and Sun Farm. Anything. We'll take
We will take it.
anything,
We will take it all. Thank you.
everything, whatever. We don't discriminate,
That's
please.
right.
Arturo, Bolivia, país de
Oh,
las lamas y vicuñas. Arturo, what is a vicuñas? He said the country of the llamas and vicuñas, but I don't know what a
uh,
vicuña is. Um, 83 Jeep, how's your Friday and your pipe wire saga?
yes, Pipewire is doing its own thing because we are currently streaming over the three ISPs as we normally would, but we're also doing it on a MacBook, and that's it. It's a MacBook Pro. It's the same computer that Fabiola is using before. Now she's using like a big 13-inch iPad with a
Yeah, it's
keyboard.
really weird
It's
because,
weird because you can actually like do this.
yeah,
Anyway, so I'm using the MacBook Pro, um, and it's just cranking, and I've had no problems. So all of my going forward, all of my streams are going to be on the MacBook, and then everything else, all my day-to-day stuff, all my editing and 3D and just anything and everything will be done on Linux. So you just get the best of both worlds and you do what you got to do. And eventually, they're going to fix it I'm not going to try to put a band-aid on it. I'm not going to try to go backwards and start using, pulse. I'm not going to start using jack. I'm not going backwards. I'm going to use pipe wire, but they have to fix it first. And once it's fixed, I'm just going to move everything back over to Linux. But for now, as far as streaming goes, it's going to be done here on the Mac. If there's any problems, you let me know. But I would venture to say there probably won't be any problems, but you just never know, right? Never say never. So the true test is going to be on the 21st when IFT 9 goes. And instead of having, 70, 80, 100 people here like we do usually on Fridays, there's usually like 300, 400. There's one time there's like 7, 800 people.
That's amazing.
So
I'm never here for that stuff.
yeah, I don't
I'm
know what.
usually gone.
Yeah, I have to see. It's going to be on what? What is it? 5 days from now, I guess. What are we on? Today's the 16th. Yeah, so
Yeah,
five. Yeah, so 5 days from now. So it'll be midweek. So
I should be
they
here.
might be here.
Oh wait, if it falls on Thursday night, then no, I can't be here.
Yeah.
I have a double.
All right. So we'll see.
Okay,
I
so
love your shirt. I just want to tell you, I love the shirt.
I
The
love
little
my shirt.
with Pooh with the gun.
Also,
I just love it.
it says on the bottom,
Yeah.
said poo.
Said Pooh.
I love it.
Yeah. Stay
Yeah.
strapped or get clapped. I
Yep.
like it. I do like it.
Love it. Okay, let's see. Well, kick him again.
Don't kick me.
Yeah. Um, Radioactive Texan. It real kicks a llama's ass, remember?
Right.
Gallagher, thought table. You were using a different microphone today. It's kind of meh.
Really? Okay. Yeah,
Wait,
it's the
so
same
Joe
microphone. And
speaks.
I have it so I have the microphone up too loud because what happens is my voice is louder and hers is softer. So I actually have to soften my voice and try to pull back a little bit. If not, then you can't hear her.
Yeah,
So
and then I do not speak as loud as Joe, and then if I raise my voice, I feel like I'm yelling. So yeah,
yeah, so just I'm gonna turn us down a little bit, and you can just turn the volume up
yeah,
on the stream, and that'll probably be better than me trying to push it and then over amping it. That's
yeah.
not always good either. So
Um, okay, Ricky Joe. One thing I officially hate Doge.
Doge,
Avengers will hate working on them. I had to replace the upper lower idler
idler,
pulley,
the idler pro, and what?
tensioner pulley, and getting new
Oh, on a Dodge
13
Avenger.
belt. Oh, I get it.
Yeah,
Sorry, Ricky Joe. For a second, I thought you were talking about like the movie. I was like, wait, what? It's been a long week.
yeah,
It's always been a long
that's
week.
always fun.
Yeah.
That's not too
Hi, Jim
big.
Sims and Jim Lippy. He said, sounds good on the surround sound.
Awesome. That's good to hear.
Um, oh, update on the El Baño. It's kind of like El Nino or La Nina, the hurricane season. No, El
El
Baño
Baño.
update is that I was gone for Mother's Day week. I was gone for Mother's Day weekend. And when I came back, Joe cleaned up all the garbage and stuff from the bathroom, like all the tools and the dust. And I can see my tub again. And he finished grouting around the marble that he put around the tub. And him and my son brought in the vanities, which I have not seen out of the bath
In like 2 years,
in almost three
almost.
years. You guys, I legit totally forgot what they look like, what the design of it was. I was stunned. Like I really didn't know anymore what the hell was
They look
happening.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks really
So
good.
so look, the bathroom
It's not done, but
it's
like
not
everything
done,
is there.
but so there's only a couple of things
No,
left
so
to be
now I had
done.
to go and call a plumber because this
Yeah.
house is like, it was built on people that drank about 3 24 packs.
Yeah.
So, and that was like 25 years ago. So every time we open something, it's
It's
jacked.
always something. Like the electric is stupid. The walls are kind of crooked. So when I'm
I
laying
wouldn't get
tile,
that crazy. I wasn't crying.
yeah, it
Not
was
yet.
it was it what's amazing here is that once the plumber actually moves the outbound water and the hot and cold just over 1 foot, that 1 foot, just so you know, costs almost $1,000. Okay, move that over 1 foot. Once that happens, then the vanities go in, and we're pretty much done. At that point, it's like paint, a little bit of sheetrock, some plaster, and we're it. And we can go into the closet, finish it up. It's basically at that point like 95% done. So
Yeah.
really exciting.
Yeah.
We'll be able to
You
brush
make,
our teeth
oh my
in the
God.
bathroom, not inside of the tub, again. So that'd be kind of neat.
I can't even imagine.
So if you guys ever just think about just gutting your bathroom,
Hire someone. Don't be a
yeah,
cheap
just,
ass and
just don't do
think
it.
that you could do it.
Just don't do it. It's just not worth the aggravation. And the thing is, too, even if you're handy and you can do it, and I could do a lot of this shit. Obviously, I did the whole thing. But the problem is the person that come before you. See, if you're in Europe, for example, each artisan, because that's what they are, they're artisans, they're not laborers. Each artisan actually takes pride in their work, and they leave things in such a manner that the next person, the next artisan that comes behind them will have a pleasant experience. These people don't do that. So when you start pulling down walls, you find shit that you should not find in there. You find the walls are like tilted or crooked, and then things don't match up right, and then you're having to like rob from Peter to pay Paul to get things wedged in. It's just really, really bad because the people here, they don't know what a level is, and they don't know what plumb is. If you don't
Yeah.
know what either one is, look it up. Level and plumb, they don't know what it is. So
So, anyways, that
she
is
kicked me, I
our
stopped.
bathroom update.
There's the
Gonna
bathroom
bore
update.
everybody with
Don't want to
just the
bore them. Yeah,
bathroom, but that's what's happening. So now you guys know. Shannon, you're back. He had to leave and come back.
no worries.
Gustavo Saratini, good evening.
Good evening,
Um, oh, Shannon kicked it off with 10 memberships. So if you
Shannon.
guys are getting one of these memberships, please give a shout out to Shannon. Thank you very much.
Matter of fact, you can call them out. There's only
Yes,
10 of them.
I can. Let's see. Sean C, Suns Fever 83, Bear Claw Crips,
Crypto.
Chris, what? No, is it?
Yep.
Oh, it's crypto, sorry.
Yep.
Chris McSomething,
I love that.
Pritesh Patel, JJ, Chris Castelaw, yeah, Castelaw, Jeff, Michael Tompkins Jr., and Strunis.
There you go.
Strumis.
If you got a free membership, please say thank you
And
to
just so
Shannon.
you guys know that YouTube basically is like a random thing that it picks, like whoever it is that gets a membership is not that Shannon's picking them. YouTube just randomly picks whoever it is.
That's what they do. Rando.
So yeah,
The only thing that Shannon did say, which is kind of
if you're
interesting,
more
if you're
interactive,
more active on the channel, if you
then I
make
guess it picks
comments,
you up.
thumbs ups, even if you thumbs down, YouTube doesn't really care. Like people think that like, oh, I'm gonna give the channel a thumbs down, or I'm gonna give this video a thumbs down. YouTube likes it.
It's Friday. Give me a middle finger. I'm good with it.
Yeah, it's all right.
Anything.
Yeah. So, anyways, you know what? Matter of fact, let me go ahead and pull out Bozo.
Oh Lord, have
And we're gonna have Elon too. We're gonna
my
have
God.
both of them. They'll just kind of like hang out. We got Jeff Bozo and Elon. They can sit there and just play with each other for a little while.
Oh my God. Okay, Kuju, Ojuku,
Jeff,
Staller.
Jeff, I'm telling you, he looks like he's on X. I don't know.
That's just nasty. I'm new Starlink user from Liberia. It was your videos that I'm doing so well today.
Oh wow! See,
That's
those are the comments. That really makes me feel fantastic. That makes me. I feel like that's just like the best thing that I can hear, because that means that the videos that I'm making are touching people and people are finding value in them, and that's really what I want to. I just thank you so much for taking the time to say that. I appreciate that greatly, greatly.
Sky Beetle 65. I thought JC's dad built the house. No.
Nope.
We all built the house.
Yeah.
Let's see. Wait, Ricky Joe said, I also hate Facebook censorship. I didn't say anything and they disabled my account for nothing, saying it goes against your community standards. But I made a new one, gonna see how it goes. Yeah, that's what Facebook does.
Facebook.
Well, they all do in their own way, but
It's Zuck. You know, Zuck is Zuck. Bozo is Bozo. You know, there's billionaires that are good and there's billionaires that are evil. And you just kind of like have to go through them and just figure out which one you align with, you know? That's really about it.
yes. Let's see. Sky Beetle. Oh no, we answered that one. Jim Sims. Percentage Starship 9 doesn't blow up.
That's a good thing. I like that question. Hey, down in the comments, What do you guys think? All right, I'll give you my thoughts. What is, according to Jim, he wants to know, what is the percentage that Starship does not blow up? What is the percentage that Starship does not blow up? In the comments, throw in a percentage. I want to hear it.
Okay, let's see.
Ching ching.
Yeah. Well, this is weird because this on here, see how it's highlighted?
Yep.
But over here on me, it's not highlighted.
Don't ask me.
Okay, I'm just telling you.
I know.
So it's gonna take me a minute to,
Yep.
Shannon wants to know, in Brazil, still banned Starlink?
That's a good question. I am really not sure on that, Shannon. I am not sure. I know they were going back and forth, just like India. You know,
Oh, Gustavo said that it's from Brazil. Unbelievably, we have Starlink Mini in Brazil.
there you go. That is awesome. That is awesome. Those minis are fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. You know what? I'm gonna check on that. Um, and see if we can get some current data on that.
Rubicon, 75% Starship does not rud.
75.
And Sun's Fever, 83, 27%. It does not blow up.
27. That's not good odds.
That is not good.
Not good odds.
Ricky Joe said, oh no. Oh, he said, you know what is crazy? I went by my high school I graduated from. Today I graduated 8 years ago and they still got the same Wi-Fi password from when I went there. My phone connected to it. That is really
That's
bad.
really good. I love that. That's some
Oh my God.
quality security
That is
personnel over
crazy.
there.
Yeah.
Some
So
great tech,
bad.
some great IT guys. They're sitting
Yeah.
around eating bonbons and donuts, right?
Yes.
I love that.
HCLXX Psycho? I don't know.
Okay.
I've never had a Facebook. It's just now not worth my time and know how it's turned into crap. Yeah, I used to be on Facebook and then I got really political with it. So that's kind of where I left it off. It's just
There
not
you
fun.
go.
I'm on Instagram. I think Instagram's fun. I like to look at the pictures and quick vids and, things like that. So I like Instagram. Let's see.
It's for a general, like I would say, adrenaline junkies.
Yeah, I just,
It's kind of like
even
TikTok.
even before I got political with Facebook, and that was like 4 years ago,
That's
it
when you
just
get
got
banned.
boring. No, it was just boring. It's just boring. It got like lame. I don't know. I just
I mean,
didn't
it was
like it.
supposed to. The whole idea was getting the community,
It
getting
did.
getting your family
Right,
together,
but
and
then they
this kind of
started
stuff.
pumping so many ads and then you couldn't even see your friends because they were rolling like I don't even know. It was just lame. So I moved over to Instagram and that's kind of where I've been. Okay,
There it is.
there it is. Let's see. La, la, la. It says Tyrone Zalas. Ha ha ha. Sorry, Fab. Here you are. Here I am.
Here you are.
I am
Hey,
here.
oh, you know what? Let me just say, Shannon, I just looked this up as far as Brazil. Now we saw that he had the mini over there. It says as of May 16th, which would be today, Starlink is not banned in Brazil and continues to operate legally in Brazil. The company serves over 250,000 people, a quarter million people across the country of Brazil, which is really nice. And that is including all the remote and underserved areas. Previously, August 24. Now, August 24, that was as of last year, that's when Brazil's Supreme Court froze Starlink's bank account due to the association with X, formerly Twitter, which was penalized for failing to comply with court orders, blah, 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 blah. Now, you remember I did a report on that too, and I was talking to you about that Supreme Court judge in Brazil, which is basically it's kangaroo court over there. I mean, anyone in Brazil, you let me know if I'm wrong. Okay, it's kangaroo court. That judge was a freaking just. It was bad. All right, I don't want to get vulgar, but yeah, it was really bad. So, blessings to all the folks over there in Brazil, the quarter of a million of you that can actually get internet that is unregulated, let's say. Um, yeah, I won't go any further. But yeah, it's good. I'm glad you guys can get it.
All right, let's see. I said that one. I said that one.
You said this one.
Rubicon. Rubicon said 75%. Starship does
75.
not rud. Jim Lippy, 82.9%. It will not go yet. Bruce King, hi to all my friends on Free Speech Friday. Hey, hello, Bruce.
How you doing?
Jeffrey L. Sewell, Bozo never six pack like that. No.
No, probably not.
Speed Racer, it's not going to blow up this time. 98% good, at least not from the same issues. They will make progress this time. And Eric McMahon said, Joseph Grok just said 60 to 70% chance Starship 9 won't blow up. LOL.
Well, there you go, and that's according to Grok. So I love Grok. I use Grok, I use GPT, and a lot of other ones just to do different things that I'm doing. And yeah, that's good. That's good. I think 70. I'm going to say that it won't blow up. I'm going to give it probably 75 to 80% is what I'm going to give it. And the reason being is that this is block two, and they've had problems ever since going from block one to block two. The last two explosions where they actually had to blow them up because of engines and all kinds of other stuff. But the bottom line is because it is a block two and it was an innovation in comparison to an iteration. So instead of block one and they kept on making the little iterative changes, they went to block two and a lot of shit changed, right? You have those forward flaps that are smaller and they're tucked in. You have a bigger capacity, 25% more fuel. You have different engines, and there's a lot. They changed a lot. And when you change a lot, there's going to be a lot of room for error because things actually changed. So I think this time they're going to get it right for the most part. So we'll see what ends up happening. I want to see the SpaceX Starlink version 3 satellite duds get released into space. That will be an amazing, amazing feat. It's going to be talked about throughout the entire world. It is that big. It is that big. So we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening.
Okay. Jeffrey said, Bozo never. No, wait. No one said, does Jeff really have a six pack abs?
I don't know. He could. I don't know.
Also, no one said 60% chance.
Hmm.
James, hey. James Barnhill.
How's it doing, James?
Um, Kevin Thiel, how are you? TGIF. Shannon said about some poop for fab. Some poop emojis
Poop
on my
emojis.
phone.
Liking the poop emojis. Big
John
poop.
K. Wolf. Yes, I'm with your wife, but I hate X. It's all lies now. I can't believe anything on X anymore.
That's got to
That
be John K.
yes,
Yes.
John. I love you,
I love
but
John.
no. um,
Oh, man.
Eric McMahon, Trump is bringing South African refugees into the country because the South African government is taking their farms, and Democrats are not happy about it. Maybe if they belong to gangs. Correcto, Mundo.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like, so you get,
And also, um, South African refugees are white. So I think that they have a problem with that also
yeah,
because
because
it's
people,
reversed.
because for some reason everyone here thinks that Africans are black, and they're not all
South,
black.
South
South
Africa.
African,
Yeah.
yeah, they're a lot of them. They're white
Okay.
and they're from Europe.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean it's a whole big to do, and it's like you can get we can go into the weeds and just
Yeah.
talk crazy about it, but honestly, it's not even worth really talking about.
No.
You're looking at 59 people compared to like millions
Yeah.
that have come into this country.
Ratchet people that
Just
you don't know that are just ratchet. I don't
just
even get me started.
just shut up. Just sometimes you just need to shut up, and you cannot compare 59 to millions,
Yes.
right? 59 millions,
And
millions.
I
So
know because I work in the political realm, so
yeah,
I know.
yeah,
I've seen with my own eyeballs.
yeah. It's stupid, but you know what? They don't have a choice. I mean, they have to do what they have to do to to stoke flame, and more power to them. More power to them. I think what's happening is a lot of people are seeing through the bullshit now, whereas before they didn't.
And there's still a
Even
lot of
with
bullshit everywhere.
even like with Twitter. Remember with Twitter? I know like John says he doesn't like X anymore because of this or that, but even with X and with Twitter, do you remember with Twitter? They were so just adamant about just shutting people down that they didn't believe in, like you would say. And the thing is, what's interesting is people got banned on
It was
Twitter
just
for
censorship.
stuff that was not factual, right? And now, as of today, we find out that it was factual. So it's like they were banned just because they were banned because Twitter didn't like what they were saying. I mean, that's not free speech, you know? So either which way, no matter how you look at it, you know, it kind of is what it is. But we don't want to get into all the politics of the stuff. There's a lot of cool shit going on. Like, for example, sending electricity from space. Guys, this was about one of the coolest articles I read, and I did a video for you guys about. And I want to know what you think about it. So I didn't tell you about this, but so when you have a let's say you have a solar farm, right? You have this big array solar on the planet. It doesn't matter how big it is, right? The amount of light that that solar farm or that array will receive per day is very small. All right. Half of it, half of the day is night, right? Half of the time is night. And then in the early morning, in the late afternoon, the sun doesn't have the power or the strength anymore anyways. So it's a very small window that the solar panels are actually collecting energy, right? Whereas if you can put those solar panels on orbit in space, you can now have it in an elliptical setting where it is always in direct sunlight. That's 24/7, 365 days a year is continuously getting sunlight. And what they were trying to do is what they're working on is make these massive arrays the size of like 2, 3 football fields, all right? And then take that electricity, that energy. I hate to call it electricity because it really isn't. But anyways, that's a whole nother quantum thing. Anyways, take that energy and then focus it to the earth, to a specific spot through microwaves. And then it is collected on earth. And now you get megawatts of power on earth, but from solar that's above us, which is really, now that's about as clean as you're going to get. All right. About as clean as you're going to get. Anyways, I'll get into some more of that in just a minute. So let's get into some more of these questions.
Okay. Eric McMahon said Trump is. Oh, we did that one. Um,
Hey, Shannon, thank you
what?
so much for the super chat.
Yes, Shannon said the channel is at 134,000.
134,000. I can't
We're
believe
trying to get Joe to 200K.
200.
K it up. Welch and Son, after the past issues, I would hope they found out on the ground test mix up bananas at 7 minutes. They have it fixed. So 85% it goes with no issues.
Yeah.
Shannon said he's been having issues with the internet. So he's been switching to
Oh, really?
this.
Oh, okay. That's not good. Come on,
But he
Shannon.
came back. Radioactive Texan said, Shannon, you should have used Starlink. LOL.
Shannon has a lot of Starlink over there. A lot of Starlink.
James Barnhill, 100% good until they push that button.
Woo.
Life and death. Hey Fabs, now ask Grok, what are the chances it will blow up? See if the total will and won't equals 100%. If not, Grok is having crack dreams.
It's true.
Let's see. Gustavo
I'm
Zarati.
gonna ask ChatGPT. Let me see what ChatGPT
Okay,
says.
Gustavo says I'm a pilot in Brazil and we take a Starlink Mini with us to use during the flight. SL
Cool.
is amazing. That is awesome. Don N5SKT. South Africans are from Holland. There you go.
There he is.
John Wolf said, I'm afraid that they changed too many things on Spaceship at one time, so I started over again.
Yeah, no, that's true. And a matter of fact, this is block 2, right? Well, block 3 is right around the corner, guys. They already have block 3 in the wings. It's already made, and there's a lot of changes that are happening there as well. I mean, just look at this, just for an example. A Raptor 1 engine compared to a Raptor 2 and a Raptor 3. The Raptor 3 is the latest and greatest. The first version of that, it looked like a spaghetti piece of crap, right? Now it's like a slick, just there's almost no piping outside. I mean, it's just a slick rocket engine, right? Amazing, amazing. And the difference in mass, or I should say, in the amount of thrust, the first version was able to put 185 tons of thrust out for one of those engines. Now it's 280. So literally 100 pounds more, or excuse me, 100 tons more of thrust with the exact same size engine. So there is that kind of stuff that's going on. They also have heat tiles that they've been working on, where the heat tiles are now going to be cooled actively instead of passively. If you don't know the difference, passive cooling is when something heats up and then it dissipates over time. Active cooling is like if you have a computer system, you have your CPU, and then on top of the CPU, you have a copper plate and then a fan blowing on it, or you have, let's say, water. If you have a water cooled system running through it, that's actively cooled. So SpaceX Starlink, excuse me, SpaceX Starship is going to be doing that, actively cooling some of the tiles to see how that works out. So that's pretty cool shit too. So there's a lot. There is so much going on with this. I cannot wait 5 days from now.
Five days.
Yeah, I want to see this happen. I mean, this is going to be good. And then of course we'll see the catch. I'm sure with the
But
Mechazilla.
wait, I need to look at the calendar.
You're looking at the calendar.
Yeah.
All right, look
Okay,
at
wait,
the
hold
calendar.
on. I'll look at
All
it
right,
in a second.
you do it.
Because shish kebab. What? No, okay. There
Whatever.
we go. Nothing. My fingers.
Okay.
Eric McMahon, once they start deploying version 3 maxis in about a year, I think cell phone billing and companies will do a lot of changing. I hope
Yes,
so.
they will. They
Yeah,
will.
yeah, yeah. Ricky Joe, question for the chat. Is there anyone that can tell me if the ABS module for the TIMP is what controls the speedometer, miles, traction control, and reverse lights on a Dodge Avenger? All them stopped. It
I have
sounds like you
no
need
clue.
a what do you call that thing where you plug it in? The
Like an OBD,
yeah, sensor
yeah,
thing
two. Yeah, that would be good.
to see what
See
lights
what's
up.
going on. Yeah,
Yeah.
see what codes are
Kevin
being pulled or whatever.
Kevin Thiel speaking about political, he said what he said. Okay. Waltonson Farm. Will the new EU thing be a monopoly or taking away your right to pick? And will Starlink be a option there, you think?
That's a good point. Okay, so if you guys don't know that article that I did about the EU and their $3 billion response, basically what they're trying to do is get SES, Intelsat, and EU Telsat, which is OneWeb. I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard of OneWeb, and kind of combine them into this like monopoly. And in so doing, try to then go against Elon Musk, SpaceX, Starlink. The problem is when you combined all three of those EU companies together, you end up with like 778 satellites or something. 700. Whereas Elon Musk, SpaceX, Starlink currently has 7,303. So 700 to 7,000, there's a 10 time, it's just, yeah. See, and matter of fact, in my video, I was kind of like, it's kind of akin to what Dish Network and DirecTV did. They merged together.
Yeah.
So they bought what was it? Direct bought Dish or whatever.
I don't know.
So they're both going out of business and they both saw a 50% decline, which I predicted,
Right. It's
right?
crap.
50% decline once Elon Musk SpaceX was out there, right? Starlink. 50% decline. So now they merge together. So now they have 50% less clients on both of them. Now they put them together, they have more clients. So what they did is they basically bought themselves a year or two more before going out of business. That's it.
They united themselves to keep themselves going for a little
For a
bit.
couple of yeah, for a couple of years, and then it's over. And the
Yeah.
same thing holds true with other companies. A perfect example is HughesNet and Viasat. They were screwing us in the rural areas with just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollar
Yeah.
bills and giving
And
you no
horrid
service,
service.
horrible service, horrible. And now what happened with them? The same, just like I said before, they're going out of business, or what will end up happening is the government will take over their satellites and they'll be gone. So we'll see what goes on. I mean, that's what I predicted, and it seems to be all kind of falling in line. And like someone alluded to here, once the version 3 satellites are up there on orbit, that's not as important. I just wanted to bring that to your attention as the DTC or direct to cell satellites that will be on orbit. Right now, there's 300, 400, whatever. When there's thousands of those DTC or direct to cell satellites that are up there that you can use your phone to text, make a phone call, and even a video call, at that point, the telcos are just shit out of luck. Okay. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. People have also said to me, yes, that might be the case outside, but not inside. And my rebuttal to that is we were sitting here together during Hurricane Helene, and I texted Fabiola with my phone with no signal at all, with a satellite inside a concrete building. And the shit worked. And we
Yeah.
were live. So you can go back. I'm not just like blowing smoke. So that means that it does work in certain circumstances. Of course, if you're in the middle of building someplace deep in the, you're not going to get signal. All right. That's just it. But if you're in a house, it's coming through. It's going to work. So, anyways, I don't know. It might continue to be just a supplemental type of coverage that would be for emergencies, but it could also expand past that as the number of satellites get larger and larger, the satellites get closer and closer, and the power dial goes up. Because remember, they petitioned, what was it, the FCC for more power, Scotty, and they gave it to them. So they have a larger frequency now. So we'll see what happens with this. I mean, that's why I was asking one of my videos, I think it was today or yesterday. I said, you know what other things can people do or companies do with SpaceX Starlink that is currently not being done? I mean, who thought about using it as GPS besides me like 2 years ago? That's not something you would normally think about, right? But it is the case. And I'm telling you, it's going to go that way. And I made the point, and you know how like all airplanes they land on the runway and they use ILS. Like we
Mhm.
have ILS coming over our
I know
house.
I travel a lot, and I swear to God, I don't think
It's
none of
horrible.
that shit's working.
It's not
The
working.
last plane that landed, I was like, my God.
It's rough.
I was waiting for the airbags to deploy. I
Yeah,
know we don't have airbags, but I
I would see
was
that
hoping.
your little breathing apparatus drops down,
Jesus.
airbags pop out.
Because it was like, first of all, I ended up in a middle seat. Don't ask. And even,
It's usually with a big
anyways,
guy and a big woman next to you.
no, it was two big guys, and I was like, I'm gonna be like from side to side.
Yeah, basically.
Please get sandwiched in the middle.
So what I was saying is with ILS, right? It sends out a laser, and what happens is the plane hooks up on the laser, and that's why it
I
gets a
don't think their
it's
lasers work.
their lasers aren't working, and they get a perfect glide path straight into whichever runway. Depends on where they're coming in, right? Whichever vector,
Well,
let's
just
call
so
it.
you know, I think it's Newark Airport that's had so many issues
They're screwed. Yeah, they're
that
they're
they
a
they
mess.
they like toned it down to like 28 landings or
It's
same
yeah,
thing. I
it's
mean,
a
it
it's
wasn't
a
the
hot
whole
mess.
thing, but it's a
Well,
mess
so
anyways.
if for some reason ILS goes south, instead of having to land on their own, at this point they can use SpaceX Starlink because Starlink on a military level, even as of today, is accurate within a foot,
That's crazy.
not 7.7 meters
7 miles.
that how it used to be. No, it's within a foot. So, and that's with 7,000 satellites. When we start seeing 14,000 satellites, 28,000 satellites, and then finally 43,000 satellites, which is the final number, is what Elon wants. I mean, at that point, you'll be able to triangulate an ant. You'll be able to
An
triangulate
ant.
anything. And even as it is now with 7,000 satellites, there's so much crossover that you're not losing signal ever. So GPS with these things is going to be a thing. So just hang tight for that.
Hang tight, you
Hang
guys.
tight.
And there's my little special button that I just pushed.
Push it.
It says subscribe to
Do
it.
it.
Okay, Eric McMahon, Tesla. Yeah, no, sorry, skipped. Eric McMahon, Tesla himself had plans to send electricity through the air, and he was refunded because he devised a way for people to have free electricity.
Yeah, it would. Well, I
Well,
mean, kind of, sort of. Yeah.
HCLXX Psycho. Interesting. The electricity from space. It's crazy the thing that are going to happen over the next 10 years.
100%.
Data God. We have been on Starlink for at least 2 years now, loving it every single day. Could not run business without it.
Yeah.
Don, on the telecom thing, the none beyond the satellite is one small part of the network. Packet core is actually a large part of it, and that would be ground based.
Where's that? Let me read that again.
This one here.
Who's this, Don?
Yeah. Oh,
All right.
shit.
So I will see if I can find Don over here so I can read that
Right
here.
here.
On the
It's
telecom
above.
thing,
It's right.
the enons. Okay, so yeah, the enode Bs is what you're talking
Oh,
about. I
okay.
got it. The enode Bs on the satellites is one small part of the network. Packet core, of course, is actually the larger part of it. Blah blah blah. Yeah. So the enode B is basically just your modem, right? So it's the equivalent of having like a cell tower but in space. So without that, you're not going to have DTC or anything. But yes, absolutely there is a lot that goes on both in air and terrestrially. So yeah, I get it. I get it. I don't, to get too deep into it, then it kind of gets, a little bit crazy. But yeah, as an administrator, know how the back end works, and have worked in like the CO and a knock. On fiber channels, yeah, I mean, I get it, I get it, and for me, the way I look at this, and I said this in a previous video, and I don't know if you guys seen it or not, which is really interesting because remember about 2 years ago, I said, listen, eventually we're going to have a NOC, a Network Operations Center or CO, Central Office in space, right? And we'll have like an internet too. That was like my prediction. We'll have like a second internet, but in space, where the data stays up there and only gets beamed down when it needs to, and it gets collected, let's say, and then it gets moved through the mesh network. The mesh network is actually laser in space, which is lasers in vacuum, which is faster than lasers through fiber optics, if you know it or not. So all these things are connected. All these satellites are interconnected through the lasers. And if they was to have this knock up there, it would be a really big thing. But the problem has always been is power. Network operations centers, not only do they have to be cooled immensely, but you're in the freezing cold of space. So the cooling isn't going to be a problem. What's going to be a problem is the power. So you would have to have these massive, massive arrays connected to these things. But, and here's the big but, guys. Do you remember I was telling you guys that they're going to be doing this whole field, this big, massive, like 2, 3 football fields array of solar, and then beaming it down through microwaves? Instead of beaming it down to Earth, how about if they beam that signal over to a knock in space? And now that network operations center could be teeny small, let's say in big air quotes, and that's all it has to have is a receiver, microwave receiver dish on it. And now it's getting megawatts of power. And it doesn't have to have anything else. And it's 24/7, 365 days a year. It's always in sunlight, right?
Mhm.
The service station, let's call it, the substation, let's just say. So anyways, that was just my thought. I come up with this crazy shit all the time, and sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm not. I don't know. If I'm wrong, let me know where I'm wrong. If I'm right, let me know I'm right. Anyways,
Okay, are you
there's a
done
lot of
yet?
bananas. I like the bananas. Thank you, Shannon, for all the bananas.
Yes.
Somebody
Kevin
said
Bananas.
bananas.
Yes. Let's see. Life and death. 100 tons more thrust. Well, yeah, but the kaboom isn't any bigger, is
Nope.
it?
A
Also,
little bit bigger, 25% bigger, more propellant. So it is a little bit bigger.
life and death. No, I just did that one. Duh. Rubicon. I heard they're not going to try the booster catch this
I heard the
time.
same thing.
John Wolf, they are not going to catch it this time, I read, because they used the last booster. I read it from SpaceX Web.
Yeah, yeah. I think what they're trying to do this time is do the reusability thing and use the same lower end, the same super heavy as what they used in the past so that they can see if they can do it and not end up having a falter of any kind. So that kind of makes sense. I don't know. I mean, why wouldn't they catch it? Just because they're using an already used, refurbished, let's say, super heavy? Who gives a crap? Catch the damn thing. I don't see why they wouldn't. And I do know they added a lot more telemetry at the top on these things, whereas now when it's coming in, it has even more knowledge and faster than before, meaning that as it's being caught, I mean, you see that thing get caught. It's literally a building that's being caught, and it's landing within millimeters. Now it's going to be landing within, I don't know, an ant width. I mean, because there's so many more sensors up there that weren't there before. Also, they added cameras, extra cameras. So if that is the case, when they do deploy that version 3 satellite, the duds, we're going to get a bird's eye view of it, guys. I am stoked. That's
Ooh.
going to be pretty cool. That's going to be pretty cool. That little bay door is going to open and they'll shoot out like little I don't know, like Pez coming out of that Pez dispenser at the top.
All right,
Neat stuff.
Gallagher.
Anyways,
Gallagher, question: which HDMI splitter do you use? Looking for a 5-port splitter. Last ones have doo-dooed out.
yeah, they don't I don't use a splitter at all.
Fabiola, make a soda slushy. I love Coke ices, but they're so hard to get.
Yeah. Or like a
Also,
cream soda ice.
oh, like the icy from like the
Oh,
icy, the Coke
gotcha.
icy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Also, have you tested your Starlink yet with the scanner?
I have not. I have not. I don't have the damn scanner. Um, maybe I need to buy this damn thing. I know you said it a few times. I haven't bought this scanner. What it is, I think you said it was like an RF scanner or something. Microwave, or I don't know. Put a link. Put a link in here. Let me take a look at this thing.
Shannon is translating for me because I'm having typing difficulties tonight. So if you have a question, put at JCristina so that it highlights it and I can see it.
Yes,
Thank you. Um,
appreciate that.
Eric, if someone plays options, they could buy puts on DirecTV and make money on the stocks decline.
Absolutely fact. There is no way you want to buy a put, you buy a put on DirecTV. All right, this is not true financial
Advice.
advice. Okay, we have to have I put that disclaimer in there. You get a put on
We're not
DirecTV.
millionaires.
You buy a put on DirecTV, you buy a put on Dish Network. Well, now they're combined. You get a put on HughesNet and Viasat. You can forget it. Those all four companies are basically gone out of business or bought out by like military. Still will go out of business. The same way Spirit Airlines went out of business. You don't find them on the stock exchange anymore because they went from $17 to like $1. Um, Look it up and you'll see. It's the same thing.
That's
They're gone.
crazy.
They don't realize they're out of business, but they're already out of business. So
Okay, no, Mark,
how's it going, Mark?
can you save tornado chasers from dead zones?
Yeah, tornado. There is no dead zones anymore. I mean, with the Starlink Mini, and a Jackery or a EcoFlow or something like that for your battery power, solar generator or whatever, there's no dead zones. Um, I mean, it's really that good. The only thing that you might have a problem with is really, really severe weather. And even with that, it still gets out when you're outside. It still will you what will happen is your data rate will go from like let's say 300 megabit down. It will go down to like 20, 30, 40 megabits down, right? Same thing with your up speed will be halved or a third, let's say, or a quarter of the speed. But that's because of all the water droplets in the air, right? Ricocheting and bouncing that signal all over the place. But it'll still work. So there is no real dead zones any longer. And that being said, the DTC service will work also just about anywhere because those satellites, there's 400 of them now, I think 300 and some, whatever. Um, there's enough. So you'll be able to get service literally on the top of a mountain someplace with no signal at all. You'll have satellite signal, which is kind of cool.
Okay, HCL Joe, if you haven't already, can you make a video sometime on adding routers to Starlink so I can hardwire things to it? I've heard you talk about it, but I have to see you do it.
Yeah, so real quick, I might do a few things like this. Um, Hang tight. I have some ideas. Matter of fact, great guy over here, Shannon, that's given some of those free memberships out today, gave me a couple of ideas, and I'm thinking about putting together some kits and get some ideas of putting things together that you might help you in different situations because I get this all the time. I do consultations. If you guys don't know it, if you go to JCristina.com, you go to shop, go all the way to the bottom, there's consultations. And I do consults for businesses and for residential too. And a lot of the questions come into these mesh networks and how to put them together properly so that they actually work. And the majority of the people don't. And then later on, they're like, this isn't working right. So, but yeah, I'll just hang tight. I have some ideas. So we'll put something together in the not so distant future.
Data, data god, barf bags, deploy. Yes.
Yes.
Ricky Joe, when we were going to town this morning around 9 and we seen a 6 AT&T bucket trucks coming into an area, does it really take 6 trucks to fix a broken aerial line that a tree fell on? Probably
Yeah.
not, but yeah.
Yeah.
Memorable places at Joe. Snicker about Fab's shirt.
You gotta love it. Look at this.
I like my
Stay
shirt.
strapped or get clapped,
Yes.
said Pooh.
Said poo. And how do I poo out of here? What
Just
is
hit
that?
the X over here, I think.
Does it close the chat? No.
No,
Okay.
then hit skip.
Alrighty.
I don't know, guys. There's a lot of ads that come on these lives lately. Are you guys getting the same thing? Because we have the live playing here on the side, with no volume on, just for the chat and stuff. And I'm
Yeah.
like, there's been a lot of ads that keep popping up. I don't even know. So just so you guys know, I have it turned all the way down to the least amount of ads possible, but I feel like there's like more than there was before. Maybe they're changing stuff. I don't know. YouTube is always changing. So,
Okay. Johann Weiss.
how you doing, Johan?
Weiss. Once Starship starts putting up satellites, it's gonna go from 8,000 to 16,000 really quick.
Um,
Life.
Yeah, that will happen once Starship starts putting the satellites on orbit. Yes. Also, the satellites that they will be putting up there, the version 3s, are the equivalent to 20 of the version 2s, the version 2 minis that they're currently putting up. So when they're putting 27 up, for example, like every day, it seems like it, like 2, 3 times a week, when they put those 20 or 23 or whatever it is, just do let's say the equivalent to 20 to 1. All right. So it's a lot. So you're talking about hundreds of them each time just for the few. And remember, these things are going to be able to stick out there like Pez, like 100 at a time or more. So you're looking at, 20 of that times the 100. So it's a lot. It is a lot. So yeah, that's going to be a really big thing once they're able to put those version 3s up there, not just because they can put more of them. Instead of 20 something, they can put 100 plus, but because of the capacity. Those satellites are 4 times the size and weight, but 20 times the capacity. That's a big deal, a really big deal. So yeah, it'll be the equivalent to that very quickly.
Life and death, since I can get unlimited min T-Mobile for $10 per month and Starlink DTC will cost that much more for use. Which half of screwed am I not appreciating?
Yeah, that's so. T-Mobile should never. I said that they wouldn't. I said it would be free. Okay, to their top tier plan, you have like the max plan or whatever the hell they call it today. Those people should not have to pay for SpaceX Starlink. It should be included. And anyone on a lower tier should have to pay the $10 or $15 for SpaceX Starlink's DTC service. That's my personal opinion. But instead, they're trying to milk it for everything that it's worth. And the reason being is they know their time is limited. The duration of their exclusivity, I don't know. And chances are it's probably a year, maybe 48 months, maybe 2 years. I don't know what the answer is to that. Maybe 4 years, you know, 12, 24, 48. I don't know. But I know that exclusivity is a short window. And I think that's why they're trying to make and milk as much as they can out of it. Because if you think about it, you want people to go to your higher tier. So if you charge them 10, $15 for the DTC service from SpaceX Starlink, they can say, hey, for an extra $10, I could just go with the higher tier. Basically, a way to upsell them. But instead, they're not doing that. And yeah, it kind of feels icky.
It
That's my
feels
personal opinion.
it
So,
feels icky, you guys.
feels icky.
Feels icky. Shannon with a super chat.
Shannon,
Chatter acquiring Cox Communications for 35, no,
charter?
34 point, yes, Charter,
Yeah,
sorry. I said Chatter.
yeah, yeah.
For 34.5 billion.
34.5 billion. I didn't even know
Remember
that. So Charter is acquiring, who is it? It's
Cox
Cox
Communication.
Communication. Wow. That's massive. That's really, really big. Wow.
Yeah.
35 million, let's call it. Like that's a lot. That's a big acquisition if you think about it. That's one company. I mean, the EU is doing, what is it, 3.1 billion to put together three companies, you know? So,
All right, Jim Sims, how much longer is NASA's living environment on a ship than Elon's ship? And will it be difficult for SpaceX to improve its living environment?
yeah, that's a really good question because I have not heard very much about SpaceX putting much time and effort into the living environment. I've heard of other private companies building all kinds of different stations, let's say. So, but I haven't heard anything from Elon doing the same. They might be behind the scenes. I don't know. Remember, ISS, the International Space Station, is going south, right? It's going dark in the not so distant future. It's going to be dismantled, taken apart, and it's going to be the end of it. At that point, these these things will end up being privatized. So there'll be a lot of little these let's say space stations, but from different people and different corporations, different not just like NASA. And this has been an international event, and I kind of fear it a little bit because you don't know what's going on some of with some of these people, especially is there stuff that's nefarious going on? Is it not? I can tell you with the International Space Station, it is truly international. You got Russians on board, Americans on board. You have not the Chinese, but you have Japanese on board. You have a lot of different countries on board doing experiments and doing all kinds of other stuff. So that's a big thing. And once that goes south, what happens to all that knowledge? Does it somehow get passed on to the private sector, or do they have to try to relearn this, what we have learned, or NASA's learned, and the ISS, all the folks that have been on and off it have learned over the last 20 years or whatever? So, anyways, I don't know. What do you guys think?
Honey badgers, nothing like sitting right next to very large men with BOs and bad breath.
Yeah, on the planes.
That's all that needs to be said.
Yes.
Ricky Joe, no. I guess Shannon's had some buffering problems. I hope.
Man, what's going on
I
over
don't
there?
know. James Monroe, the mini router I bought arrived and I'm waiting to try it out. Off grid cabin. Anyone here use one yet? How did it work for you?
Shannon actually, I think, used the
Yeah.
mini, and they work pretty awesome. He
Okay.
can tell you all about it.
83 Jeep, Joe, it would be fun to have Linus, I'm assuming Linux,
Linus.
Linus Torvalds on
Yeah.
your channel. Oh,
Jeez, well, then we would hit 200,000 real
yeah.
quick, right? We probably hit like 500,000 real quick. But yeah, you know, I remember when he was really young, right? When he started this whole thing out. And now that is a monster of a channel. Anyways, yeah, I don't see that happening in the near future, but you just never know. You never know.
You never
It's
know.
always about who you know,
Right.
right? Getting some people together.
Also, I'm a little behind on the comments because Joe's taking forever to talk. So
I will
if
I will slow
Shannon,
down.
if the buffering is slow down, if you slow
Okay.
down anymore, good Lord, we'll never make it
No,
on
no, his
here.
buffering. In other words, it's getting better over there, so that's
Okay.
good. That's good.
Um, no, multiple reports of your stream buffering. Please check.
Really?
But that was a while ago, so I don't know if it's
Oh,
still
okay.
happening. So, anyways, um, Black Hawk Kalasa, howdy y'all, really late as usual. Data God, space isn't freezing cold. If in the sunshine, imagine the strongest sun you ever felt. Now remove the entire atmosphere, boiling hot.
Yep.
Jimmy Lippy, regardless of the shielding, I would be concerned about loss of data due to solar flares and solar weather.
Yep. Solar flares are an issue.
Don, N5SKT, you explained that very well, but the databases that have all of the cell phone routing are massive and on satellites. They would change a lot faster than they do on Earth. Sorry, telecom engineer.
No, no, I want to hear all about it. I want to hear all about it. No, I absolutely. It's kind of like the phone book that changes, right? When you're doing any type of lookups, right? and all of the servers that are actually doing the name servers that are out there, and how fast the information is being propagated, and how long um, the duration of the lifetime, let's say, of the each IP and all the rest of the stuff makes it really difficult. So, but yeah, I don't know what would happen, but it's interesting to speculate, and I think that the idea has merit. I think that they can do it. I just don't know what they would do with it. Um, I mean, I have some ideas, but maybe that's for like a video. Maybe I'll put something together. I just find it fun. Anyways, go ahead.
Joan Weiss. I wonder how many feet of water Starlink could transmit through if the cell signal goes through concrete.
Yeah, that's probably not that far because water is very difficult to get signal to go through, right? Same thing with like water molecules in the air. The more water molecules, the harder it is for the signal to go through because it kind of like reflects and refracts. It's just kind of like a hot ass mess. So it would be difficult. It'd be difficult. I don't, on the ocean, we have a really good friend of the show that is on the ocean a lot, and he's getting 300, 400 megabits down, sometimes 40, 50, 60 megabits up, screaming fast in the middle of the ocean. um, so there, and that's not the gigabit yet. Bear in mind, gigabit is right around the corner, and it's being tested as we speak. We're gonna see a gigabit down. It's not going to be obviously symmetrical, which is fine. You're not going to get it. That's not going to be possible. But we'll probably see a gigabit down and probably close to 100 megabits up, and less than 20 milliseconds latency. Probably around 15, 14 milliseconds latency, as long as your pops, your point of presence, and your um, ground stations aren't too far away, right? So I don't know. We'll see what happens with it, but it's definitely looking really good, let's say. But we got to see the version threes get up there first.
Okay, HCL double X Psycho. Miss Christina, you are one of the few that pronounce my name correctly.
There
Psycho
you
most
go.
get it wrong and dyslexic as F, but I do remember that the Y makes an I sound.
Yes.
Ty Carter. Oh, Ty Carter, how are you? TGIF 83 Jeep. The physics of
Physics.
electricity over the air is very difficulty problem for high power, high amps.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
as of right now, they're doing microwaves to megawatts through the air. So getting that microwave through the atmosphere is difficult. But I tell you what, doing what I was talking about, having a knock in space and then powering that knock from space to space, that signal would be full tilt. You can also use the same type of system on the moon and have a few of these orbiting around the moon, but in a solar orbit where it's continuously getting sunlight, and power the friggin' moon. If you have a base on the moon, it's not a problem. You can definitely bring in mega, mega, megawatts of power. That's just cool, cool ass shit. Think about that.
Peter
So, holy
Gosling, there you
crap.
are.
Look at that.
If we
50.
didn't see you before, we're seeing you now.
Peter. Oh my God.
Popping off Friday night,
That is massive.
adding to Shannon's madness, Friday madness.
50 gifted memberships.
That's
Holy shit,
amazing.
guys.
So
Do you know how
hopefully,
big that is? I'm not even going to try reading. We can't
no,
read that.
no.
But there's going to be 50
But
people.
if you're getting a membership, please say thank you to Peter Gosling. Please
Wow.
give a
Wow.
shout out to Peter. That's amazing. Thanks,
Yeah, I can't
Peter.
say thanks enough.
He
That's
said
just
you can't hide.
wow. Yeah, look at the people's names. All these
Love it.
people that are hiding
And
and
again,
lurking. If you're a lurker, look, you're being called out
yes,
by Peter. Look, check it out. Look at all these
yes,
names. These are the folks that are not thumbs upping the video, but
yes.
you're watching, but you hate us.
If that's really how it goes down. Yeah.
We'll make believe. All right.
But no, if you did get a
Did you just
membership,
look at your watch like
I
Biden?
did.
What
Oh
what
my
the hell is
God.
that?
Okay,
Don't do that while we're
is
on.
this not the technology, dude? My messages ring here, so I gotta look. It's my kids. It's our kids. What's the matter with you?
Peter, thank you so much, Peter. Wow, that is massive. Thank you.
Oh
Thank you.
my
Thank you.
gosh. Yeah, that's amazing. So say yes, say give a shout out to Peter and
Wow.
also what I was going to say is again, like Peter's not picking who gets them, the
Yeah.
system does it. So the more you interact according to what Shannon has said or chat or thumbs up or thumbs
Yep.
down, you know, middle finger, turn
Yeah,
around,
anything doesn't
it
matter.
doesn't matter. So,
Yep.
yeah. Cool. All right, we're like behind. I feel like
Okay,
we're
go ahead.
behind. If you have a question, please at JCristina so that it pops up. Because sometimes I'm trying to read to see if I'm not missing questions, so that just helps a lot.
Robbie says he's using a premium account, so he's not getting any ads. Yep, that's the nice thing. If you
Where
have
in the hell
YouTube,
did you go?
if
He
you
just
have YouTube
randomly
Premium,
picked.
you don't get
He
ads.
just randomly picked a question. He skipped
Yeah,
me.
it just popped up. I just
Yeah.
got through.
Okay. Let's see. 83 Jeep, we did that one. Don, by the way, look at 5G side link sometime. Not here yet, but should be a couple of years away.
Possibly.
Um, Knox in space,
Yeah,
100% from Jeffrey.
100%. I like that. I like those odds.
Mike Lee, dissipating heat is not all that easy in space. On Earth, we use water, fluids, or air. They're not available in space. Cooling was easy. Boil off of cryogenic liquids would be easily fixed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kevin P, as a retired telco technician, everything has gone to hell with every fiber cable out into service. The old analog copper cable provided reliable, secure circuits for the FAA, military, and others.
It's true. The problem is like AT&T and T and the rest of them are digging up all of their fiber. All the D slams, if you know about the D slams, all the D slams are going away. All of the fiber that's feeding the D slams that are turning that fiber into copper with all of those old modems and stuff. You can't even get them anymore from China. You can't even buy them. So if you look inside some of those D slams, it's all you see is red lights because none of the shit is working anymore. And what they're doing is they're robbing from Peter to pay Paul. If someone has a DSL or let's say an old DSL or one of the UVerse connections, they'll just literally pull a modem from one to another, and that's it. And they just go about their business. So yeah, that's all dying. AT&T, for example, is trying to get rid of
Dying.
all copper, and go over air with all of their internet, with their AT&T Internet Air, and get rid of all DSL as well as UVerse, and just stick with fiber whenever they can drop it. And that's all. I mean, copper is going away. But see, the thing is what they got wrong from the beginning is like AT&T and all the rest of these telcos used shitty copper, right? Little fine copper. They were not twisted. The twisted was just horrible. So you had a lot of signal problems. There was a lot of bleed. It was just crappy, right? Whereas with like the larger, let's say, cable companies, they use coaxial cable, and that shit is thick. And to go faster, that's all I have to do is turn a damn dial, and you're going faster just by simply putting more load into it. So, you know, they're still going to be around. Cable's going to be around, but the rest of these little telcos running all these little crappy ass cable, Cat 3, Cat whatever junk, you know, they're going to be gone, and they are pulling themselves out. Not just because they're gone because of things like SpaceX Starlink and fiber, but they're pulling themselves out. So, anyways, I digress. I'm going on and on. She didn't kick me, so I'm trying to stop. Go ahead.
Gala
Sorry.
Girl, okie dokie, and yes, so good. There's Coca-Cola slushies at the 7-Elevens. Yes. Also, I think Amazon has a thing you can instantly make slushies form. Oh my God, I need to
Get a
look that up.
slushy machine.
That would be cool. We just don't have room in the kitchen.
Where would we
But I'm
put it?
gonna remodel the kitchen. No, I'm not. I'm just kidding. No, but I'm gonna look that up.
Put it in the bathroom.
Stupid. Okay, let's see. Welsh and Son Farm Fab, when you put out that subscribe sounds. Oh, the subscribe, yeah, it sounds like you're taking a sword and swinging it. Oh, did you put sound to it?
I could have some sound to it.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
I know I did
Yeah.
it again, but like I
Yeah.
can't hear
You
it.
turn it off and you put
Yeah,
it
yeah,
on
yeah.
like that.
Love it. Jeffrey Sewell, I tested my Mini out in the dust storms here in El Paso. It worked perfectly fine,
See?
even between buildings.
There you go.
Mick Fletcher,
Thank you for that. That's good to know.
Mick Fletcher, cruise ships have banned Starlink mini dishes. Really?
Yes. Well,
What? They are going to lose big with direct to sell.
see the thing, exact. You're right. And the thing is the cruise ships, just like all of them, they try just raping the public,
Yes.
and they did a
With their
stranglehold
stupid
on
drink
it. So,
packages.
Right. So then what they're doing is they're putting SpaceX Starlink on their cruise ships and
Right.
saying, no, you can't bring yours. You have to use ours for a shit ton of money instead of you just using
Yeah.
yours that you already paid for.
Yeah.
No, no, no. So what was happening was people were going on the balcony throwing their little SpaceX Starlink mini dish on the
Yeah.
thing, and then they would have like full high-speed access.
Yeah.
And the cruise ships are like,
Yeah.
oh no, we can't have that.
Yeah.
So it's basically,
Yeah, because the internet packages on the cruise ships are
they're
bad
expensive as
expensive.
hell. So that's why they're doing it,
Yeah.
you know?
Such bullshittery.
That's what it is. It's BS.
Bullshittery. When things are full of shit.
Hold on.
Bullshittery.
So we will do that. There you go. We'll put the meter up.
Yes. Black Hawk Kalasa. As a Harbor Freight employee, not shilling, has anyone used the new Predator power packs to run Starlink? If so, please let me know. I want to get one, but won't without real user review.
Yeah, I have not seen it. There are some power companies that have been reaching out to me to, get on as a sponsor, but a lot of them, even though they're in the US, they're based out of China, and I just don't want to deal with it. So I don't want to bring onto the channel something that I can't stand behind and say, yes, I would use this myself. So as you can see, there is no ads on this channel for just about anything besides my stuff. So
So,
if I'm shilling anything, it's mine and no one else's, unless it's something that I really stand behind. Like we did Pure VPN. Those people are awesome over there. There's a lot of different things, a lot of companies that we've dealt with in the past, but we will only bring people on board if they are a good fit for you, not just for me. For me making a couple of bucks, that doesn't help, let's say, when you guys look at me and say, oh no, he's just like a shill. So anyways, yeah.
okay, so Data God said Pi-hole ad blocker removes them all.
Yeah,
So,
we could do a pie hole. I got
Pi-hole.
another
I like to call some people
I
Pi-hole.
have another Raspberry Pi sitting over there that's doing nothing. Maybe I'll do Pi hole and teach you guys how to put it together.
To get a shirt and it's gonna say Pi-hole just cause.
This is for your pie hole.
Exactly. Shut your Pi-hole.
Shut your pie hole. I
Oh,
like that.
can I get a button when you're talking too much that says shut your Pi-hole?
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Yeah, maybe I'll make that for you.
Redneck Tech 70. I'm also very curious about the new Starlink S40 router and how it compares to the modern routers out there.
I think are you talking about the new extension router, which is like that $40 thing? Let me know.
Uh, no one said you can't use unblock.
I don't know.
I don't either. House Junkies download Brave browser with unblock.
Brave.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry,
Oh,
uBlock,
got you.
or
Oh
just
yeah.
plug in and you will get
Absolutely. Yeah.
not get any ads on
Yeah.
YouTube. Okay.
Absolutely.
Robbie Giglio, how are you? Hey guys, I'm also using premium and I'm not getting any of the ads. Sorry, I'm
Yeah.
behind here.
Robbie, once again, Robbie was the nice, wonderful, wonderful member of the show that
Oh yeah.
printed this beauty back here. Let me bring
In
this
case
in
you missed it.
just in case. Robbie uh, had this made for the show. Look at that. This is a big one, right? So you can see here, this is a block 2 instead of the block 1 because you can see how these are bent back like that. On the block 1, these are at 180 degrees, but with the block 2, they're actually smaller, these forward flaps, and they're kind of bent in about 120, 140, 130 degrees, right around there instead of 180. So we're going to see how they work if they damn shit doesn't blow up anymore. But anyways, yes, thank you, Robbie, for putting this together. Is this not awesome? This is completely 3D printed. Is that just badass, guys? Come on. This is just badass. Look at that. It's a big one. Now imagine if we put super heavy on this too. It'd be like 4 foot tall. So
Oh my God, don't hit it.
all right.
Eric McMahon. Hold on. Yes. Eric McMahon, do you know if Starship will fly up minis or just maxis?
Will Starship fly up
Minis or
minis
just
or
max
maxis?
or just the maxis?
Um, I don't know what you mean by that. Starship is going to drop off version 3 satellites, duds. Eventually, they're going to be dropping off version 3 satellites. As far as there are Starlink built into Starship that is putting together like a constant feed. That's why we see the photos that we see, right? The video that we see. And those are full size dish. They're not minis on board. So if that's what you mean, I'm not sure exactly.
Let's see. Ty Carter, do you think the ISS could be sold to private enterprise?
I think it's be dismantled. That's my personal opinion, and I think the private enterprises are going to be making their own ISS, their own space stations. That's my personal opinion. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what ends up happening. I just, I just think it's going to be a bad day when the ISS goes dark for the world, not just one nation. Because, like I said before, there's so many nations that are involved, and the camaraderie and the sharing of knowledge that happens, people don't think about that. But the Russians share with us. The Russians share with the Japanese or whoever is up there without a problem. The same thing going the opposite way. When the space shuttle was decommissioned, right, with the back in the Obama days when they shut down the NASA and the whole, we could not get to the ISS anymore because we didn't have a means to get to the ISS to deliver goods, to deliver any type of water, any type of supplies, anything. We couldn't do it. So we ended up doing a rideshare program with the Russians. And a lot of people don't know this, but we flew with the Russians for every flight during that whole dark time when there was no, we weren't flying. And what ended up happening was Elon Musk said, listen, I will get our people back to the ISS. Give me the contract. And the government said, okay, let's see what you can do. Within no time, less than a month, boom, he had supplies and US astronauts on the ISS. And that's where it all that's and now we have these people that are complaining about him, doing what he's doing. Well, shit, if it wasn't for him, we would still be doing ride shares. We'd be using the Russians as Uber to get to the ISS. So, anyways, that was once again I digress. I'm gonna get the shirt. I digress.
Hey, that's
So
a
go
good
ahead.
shirt.
Go ahead.
There was something, well, I have to remember. Let me
Yes, I
show
am
you.
listening. You
Jim
remember.
Lippy, how is it
How you
we
doing,
can
Jim?
have an international space station, international treaty in Antarctica, but the rest of the world has gone to crap?
Yeah, I don't know. Like
Don't have the answers for
if
that one.
if you want to play nicely together, you can, and it's just a lot of the people don't want to play nice together, and it's not because they don't. I really do believe it's because of the intergovernments of the different nations that really make money on strife. You take that as what you will, okay? Just if you follow me without me getting too deep into it, right?
Okay.
Think about the Mick.
All right, HCL. I remember years ago telling my daughter and my nephews that by the time they're my age, they could buy a ticket into space the same way you would fit in a plane. So still got about 8 years to that time.
Yeah, and that will be definitely that will happen for sure.
Yes. I do know people can pay a lot to go to the edge of space.
Yeah.
Life and death. How are
Hey,
you? Following maritime law president, perhaps what is to stop a player like China from claiming salvage and taking over the abandoned ISS and refueling, boosting it?
because the folks that are on there now, the Russians, the Americans, everyone else that are on there will dismantle, and how they dispose of it, I really don't know.
So wait, when it's up there like garbage, they dismantle it and just let
They
it
will
float out?
dismantle it, and then just think about like if you have like here this mouse, right, and this is a chunk. If you just simply just attach a small jet, like a small ion, like you don't need a lot, right, and just nudge it towards the earth, it's
It's gonna
gonna
burn.
it's gonna come straight into the atmosphere and it's going to burn up, and that's it. So the question is
So they would
more
have to
like
retrieve it
this:
prior to that.
what is the percentage of the ISS that will disintegrate, and what is the percentage of the ISS that will actually make landfall? And that's what they're going to actually have to figure out. And when they make that nudge to push stuff back in. See, they could do it another way and actually launch it out, right? Push it out into space. But that's a little bit more tricky than just bringing it back into the atmosphere and allowing it to burn up. I'm not going to get into all that. But anyways, that's what I think will happen. I just don't know how they're going to do it. I do also believe that eventually we're going to see a garbage company like we have that goes around where we pay taxes to have them collect our garbage. There will be a garbage company that gets paid a lot of money to pick up trash, which will be dead, not operating satellites, chunks of whatever, maybe old booster rockets, whatever, and pick those things up and dispose of them. However, they dispose of them, once again, nudging them back into the atmosphere or however they do it, doesn't matter. But a disposal or a garbage company, I think that would be big freaking business. Can you imagine that?
Speaking of garbage, I was like, why does stuff happen when I'm not here? My daughter texted us and said that someone took one of our garbage cans. I was like, why doesn't this happen when I'm driving into the
And,
driveway?
and she's getting all upset about it, okay? And she's all pissed that someone took one of our garbage cans. The guy like pulled up in this
Because it was
Enterprise
just,
van
yeah, random. A guy in an Enterprise van pulls up
and
and jacks
takes
our
what,
garbage can.
but
Like,
what,
what the F?
but so she's freaking the hell out, and I'm like,
And Joe's like normal, oh, nonchalant.
yeah, because the guy took the garbage can that had like cracks in it and then took a new one out of the Enterprise van and put it on the ground.
But why you got to roll out in an Enterprise van? Why
That's
can't
just
it
how
be
they do
marked?
because they're damn
Just
cheap.
tacky. Like you, that's my
So
property.
she
I
thought
could
that
have
they
jacked
stole
you.
our garbage can. Instead, they replaced it with a
We're
new
in
one.
Loxahatchee. We don't play around. Do you see my shirt?
The
You
poor
could
they, the
have.
poor the poor guy in
He's
the
taking my
Enterprise van
garbage can.
took the garbage can. He's gonna get like a bullet in his ass, and that's all he's doing is just trying to give us a new can.
They should
I
not
just
put that
can't. You
poor
can't
man.
make this shit up.
No, you can't because he was in an Enterprise van. You guys, come on. You get it. You get it.
Get back to
Anyways.
questions. My God.
Don wrote, I used to install Linux with a 50, what is that, 3.5-inch floppies. Wrote one on the original SI device
And
drivers.
the old
Yeah.
scuzzies. Yeah, I remember those days.
Jeffrey said, Joseph, I heard they woke up Voyager the other day after like a decade or more, which is awesome. Is that like
The Voyager. The old.
no,
Yeah,
I was thinking of the Autobots.
yeah, yeah. Pretty much. Yeah.
Let's see. Sky Beetle 65 lightning and heavy rain moved the Mini onto the dash of the truck. No problem so far. Kaboom.
Sweet.
John Weiss wondering if you think it's possible for Starlink communication with U.S. nuclear submarines.
No.
Okay, that was fast.
Unless the submarine pulls an antenna out like they do. You guys know if you're in the military or if you know about this, the submarines have huge lines, huge antennas that come up that can pick up signal. But that's why they have those long antennas, right? So yeah, they could do it, but they would have to, instead of just have a simple antenna, it would have to have like a dish up there to be able to pick up the signal. Anyways,
Oh, we got,
hey, something just went through.
yeah, memberships.
I think his memberships.
Here we go.
I saw something pop
Shannon.
up. Shannon
Yes.
with 20 free gifted memberships.
Oh,
Guys, that is a lot of memberships tonight.
you guys.
There's like 80 or so free
Making
memberships, I think.
Friday nights crazy.
Thank you, Shannon. Thank you guys, man. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you, Peter. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Really helps out the channel a lot.
Yes.
It really, really
Yes,
does.
it does. Thank you very much. Muchas gracias.
Should I go into the next
Senor.
questions here?
Yeah, if you know where we're at.
I'm just going to go right down about
Just
here.
skips.
Yeah, so if I
I
skip you,
just want you guys to know.
I'm sorry. Let me see. Or if you know where you are, then just jump in there. Um, I will kind of be quiet so you can get into some more questions quickly because I know I go on and on.
Yes. Because, okay, so again, you guys, if you have a question, at JCristina, so I can see it easier. Because sometimes I am reading through some of these too, because they are questions. It's just they haven't been
Let me go into
highlighted.
here. Router 66 Network says now that Starlink is using free space optics lasers to route in space. The performance is actually more direct and efficient than fiber optics on the version 3 satellites. Yeah, so um, I don't know what they're using or how they're going to be doing things, but I know that the lasers, the laser communication from satellite to satellite to satellite is faster than the exact same laser communication on Earth terrestrially in a fiber optic cable. I do know that because you do have some, there's some, you have absolute, you're in a vacuum, right? So you're going to get the fastest speeds possible there. But yeah, 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 absolutely.
Okay, Eve Bud. Evie Bud.
Evie,
Son is playing Days, wife is texting, and I am JCristinaing. I like it. I like
I
it.
like that. DayZ,
Yeah.
playing DayZ. Man, I haven't played DayZ and
What
I don't
is
even feel long.
Daisy?
It's like a shoot up game
Oh,
type of
okay.
thing, with
Gotcha.
like zombie type
I
of
like that.
DayZ. It's
JCristina.
not really zombie. Well,
That
it
is
could be, but yeah.
amazing. Another shirt.
DayZ,
Rico
man.
Suave. Rico. And they used cheap white copper crap.
Yeah, pretty much.
Let's see. Ricky Joe, at least when AT&T came out with Internet Air, they made it unlimited data before I got it. I had fixed wireless internet with a 350 gigabit data cap with overage fees, but now my bill stays at $60.
Yep. AT&T is $60. The same service through T-Mobile and Verizon is $55. If you have
Oh,
um
Shannon, you're killing me.
what
I
is
thought I
Shannon
was
say?
gonna get away with it, but no.
What is it? Oh,
Shit.
so you want
I
to light it
almost
up or should
forgot.
I
Fab's
light it?
favorite thing. Light that shit up.
Let me see.
Oh, should I light it up?
I don't know. You want to light it up or do you
I
want me
haven't lit it up. No, wait, hold on. I have to remember. Oh, wait. Am I I'm like unplugging myself, I think. I don't know.
to? Are you
Was that
good?
me?
I don't know what you're doing here.
Hold on. Wait, someone
Here we
said
go.
that I needed to.
Yeah, don't burn this.
What was
That was
that?
just lame.
What was that? That's just shit, you guys. It's shit. That's just
That's all she got.
Shannon. What is that?
That's all she got. I'm
Okay,
sorry, Shannon.
I'm done.
Next time I will do it. And it'll literally be like this
Yes, it
foot
was
and a
lame,
half cord.
William. It was lame. I quit.
This is a block one.
Mo said, and that's all she got. That's it. That's all
And
I
that's all
got.
she got. That's
Thanks,
it.
Mo.
Mo, what happened? What is that?
Oh man.
Jeez.
Yeah, William, I'm fired. I'm done.
You are
I
done.
quit.
My God.
Gala Girl said it's baby flame because Joe isn't wearing enough cologne and hair products,
That's
right?
right. Just go up. The Michael Jackson.
Well, she said she's weak. I am. I'm tired, you
That
guys.
was just
You hear this every Friday, anyways. By the time I get to you guys, I'm dead. I'm up since 5, and I know there's plenty of you guys that are up at that time too. But
no complaining.
yeah, Bruce King said, "Change the fuel, Joe."
I know. I know. Whoop, whoop,
You
whoop.
radio
We'll
Texan.
add
No, you didn't. He said, "Wait, was there a flame?" Shannon says, "I want a refund." Super
You
chat.
should get him. You know what? Refund that.
Fine, I'll take it. I'm a big girl.
Jeez.
Except I think it's a piece of shit. I think it's rigged.
What is going on here? Let me see if I can
What?
bring this thing
I
on.
didn't do
Let me
nothing.
see. Does this
Peter
work?
popping
No.
off again with 20 gifted memberships, you guys. You're getting
No.
called out.
No.
Rico
It's not.
Suave, time to go to the beach. God, that sounds great. That's a great idea. Oh my gosh. If you're getting a gifted membership from Peter Gosling, please give a shout out and say thank you very much.
Yes.
Jeffrey said, better check and make sure tanks are topped off. No shit. That is for sure. P.S. Did you third print the Giganto or did you order it? Oh, that the Gigantor, the 3D print one? No, that was from Robbie Giglio. It was a gift.
Yeah, that was
It
that
was
was a
really
gift.
cool.
That was a gift to the show. There you go,
Yeah.
guys. So I'm just bringing this up. It's the SpaceX Starlink site. I just wanted to see what was going on over there because every once in a while I like checking in. And as you can see at the very top, instead $2.99 for the mini kit instead of $4.99, which is sweet. I like to see that. And that's for a limited time. And the offer ends May 28th, guys. May 28th. If anyone is looking for SpaceX Starlink, right, and you're here just like hanging out, if you go to jcristina.com/Starlink, my website, jcristina.com/Starlink. If you go there, it gives you 1 month free, and it gives me 1 month free. That's it. I don't get paid or anything like that. I just get a free month and you get a free month. So if you're buying SpaceX Starlink and you want a free month, just go over there to the website, jcristina.com/Starlink. Anyways, so $2.99, which is really cool. Check out residential starting at $80 per month. Listen to that, guys. $80 per month, and roaming starting at 50. Forget about the roaming because the roaming is, you're capped. There's a certain amount of data, you have to buy more data, whatever. But residential, starting at $80, that is pretty good. And people gave me a bunch of shit. They're like, oh, Elon, he's going to go up in the price. And I'm like, listen, he's been going down, not just up. He goes up and down. So when I first started, or when we first started, it was $99 a month. Then it went to $110 a month, and it's been $120 ever since. But people in areas where there's like a lot of service available, they were paying down to $80 and $90 per month instead of paying the 120. So it was actually cheaper. And the same thing holds true now. They have a program where you can sign up for 1 year with SpaceX Starlink, and you can get this stuff for free. Like, what the hell is that? You remember I used to tell you guys eventually the stuff is going to be free? Well, there you go. Now it's free. You sign up for a year. If you get SpaceX Starlink because you're in a rural area, trust me, you're not going to have it for a year. You're going to have it for 10. You're not going anywhere else because there's no one else that can compare with SpaceX Starlink, period. So, anyways, look at this thing. Look at that little guy, little kickstand. Connectivity where you least expect it. Streaming video, calls, online gaming, remote work, and more now possible in even the most remote locations thanks to the world's most advanced internet. Absolutely. There you go. And here's the mini. Check that thing out. Is that ridiculous? Look at this. Top of a mountain, and there you go. Drop your mini, have your battery, whatever you have, some type of Jackery or EcoFlow or some other type of solar panel battery thing, whatever. And there it is. And now you have internet literally in the middle of nowhere. In the middle of nowhere. Look at that. SpaceX Starlink Mini is compact, portable kit that can easily fit in the backpack. Designed to provide high speed, low latency internet on the go. Includes the built-in Wi-Fi router, so the thing itself has a built-in router. You don't have a separate router. It's all one piece, which is really good. You just, once again, throw it in the backpack. Low power consumption, DC powered, max download speeds of 100 megabits. Now, I've heard from people like Shannon, right, and other people that these minis go faster than 100 megabits. They're saying 150, 140, 170, number one. Number two, that is a DC powered device, meaning that you can power it direct from your battery. You don't need an inverter because everyone knows if you invert electricity, it's going to cost you. It's going to cost you 10%, 20, sometimes 15%, depends if you have a sign or if you have a good, let's just call it a good inverter or not. So, really cool stuff. There you go. And now, look at this. Get it in minutes. Look at this. Plug it in, point it at the sky, and you're done. You don't even have to point it anymore. You just throw it on the ground and thing that works. It like literally sitting at about what, maybe a 25% incline or something, maybe 20, it's like nothing. It's basically straight up, which is really, really cool. So yeah, this is just good stuff. This is really, really good. Flexible plans, you can go into here, engineered by SpaceX, 30-day trial, which is nice. So, and there you have it.
Yeah.
Questions? I am listening. All ears. I'm not hearing any
Um,
questions.
how are you going to hear questions when you're babbling?
She said I'm babbling.
Enio San, there are small signs of Google's eventual downfall. Statistics show that people are starting to use AI instead of the search engine. That's I am.
Yep.
What do you think about that?
I did a video on it.
You
Um,
did a video on
yeah,
it.
I did a video on it, I think last week. And I basically taught you how to install Perplexity as your search engine automatically on whatever. I did it on Chrome, I think, but basically doing away with Google, their search. And it uses Perplexity, which is an AI like Grok or like ChatGPT. And it worked. Matter of fact, go watch the video. It is that good. It is awesome. And yes, when Google is sitting there just force feeding you 30% of the screen real estate is ads or some other kind of BS. It's force feeding you on what you see because it is now taking the data and let's say I hate to say twisting it, but it's kind of twisting it. What Google is doing, and you remember in the pandemic days, if there was any site that talked about, I don't know, hydrochloroquine or anything that was controversial, it wouldn't delete it. It would shadow ban it. It would put it on page 30. So you'd never get there. But all of the bullshit that now we know is bullshit. At the time we thought it was fact. Fact 2 years later becomes fallacy. We know how that works, right? And what it would do is it would bring up to the top, it would bubble to the top all of the stuff that it wants you to know. And the stuff that it doesn't want you to know, it would just slowly push it lower and lower in the feed. If you were using Perplexity or something else that is not biased, that just gives you the information by just taking all of the data from the web and then culling it together and let's say distilling it, well, you get just the information, be it fact or fallacy, but you're going to get what it is, and that's it. Whereas Google doesn't do that. So a lot of people are really sick and tired of Google. And once again, watch that video, and I teach you how to install Perplexity into Chrome where you don't have to use Google anymore. And now you actually have an AI that's giving you the information. And if you want to dig deeper, you can tell it to dig deeper. And what's more importantly is it does verse and citation. If you don't know what that is, you should. Okay. So it's going to give you all of the information, but it's also going to back it. So you can go back to where it found the information. So it's not just like I'm saying this, it's actually telling you where it found it. Anyways, I love it. I
Oh
think it's awesome.
boy.
Yes. Oh
This
boy.
whole thing is a little sketch.
It's sketch.
It's a little sketch.
All right.
Where are the kicks tonight? I have this new pad
Where's the
thing
kicks?
and I don't find the kicks on here, like to put them on here, but
What kick? Oh, what kick? Oh, you
holding
mean?
kick
Oh, I
emojis.
don't
But
know.
yeah, he's been getting,
I get it.
he
I get it.
just,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, there is no go ahead. I have to find my spot because this
Oh,
thing
okay.
is all over the place. So, yeah.
But that's normal. YouTube wanted me to do this big long survey on live streams and
Mo's here.
what I thought about it, and I'm like, they really don't
Low
want to
Tech
hear
Greg
from
is
me.
here.
How you doing, Low Tech? Greg is here. Wow,
Yes,
you made
I'm
it.
here.
Made it.
Welcome to the Surface Lurkers. Did you notice any dust bunnies or the boogeyman down there? That was Mo with all the super chats. I'm just trying to find my spot, but
All
I'm
right,
just gonna
you
look to
do it.
see if I missed some stuff, you guys, because
Shannon gave those
yes,
20
yes, yes, yes.
memberships.
The last 20, yes.
Yeah, those came
Three.
through. Before that, he's had the
Yeah.
refund. Yeah, moving down from there, what do we got here? Life
Yes.
and Death. We have I bought the
Mo said, I noticed that I'm getting Starlink adverts on my Insta feed, which is done.
wow.
I mean, they're listening to everything
They
we're
listen
talking
to
about. So,
everything.
I mean, when people really can't believe that when you say, oh, you're going to turn off your Siri and stuff, like it's really turned off. Like, no, it's not.
No,
No, it's not.
no, it's listening
Stop it.
continuously.
Yeah.
We've proved that live on one of my videos.
Gala girl, I still disagree for Starlink charging us more living in a congested area. So wrong, and I will constantly disagree to this.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. That it's so they're charging more, just so you get an understanding on why.
Oh, Shannon's popping off with another 20 gift
Shannon, thank you
memberships.
for the free memberships. Shannon,
Party tonight, you guys. Party
there's
tonight.
20 and then another 20. Holy shit. It can't it didn't even finish
I
it
know.
didn't even finish with the first
That's,
20
you know
and then
what?
another 20.
That's another reason why my screen, it'll start scrolling as soon as the memberships come through, then it like keeps going and then I have no control. So basically Shannon and Peter are jacking my chat.
I love it. That's so, thank you, Shannon. Oh my God. Look at that.
That's
Peter
amazing.
was in there with a ton, like 50 plus free
Yes.
memberships. Shannon, the same. My God. That is a lot of free memberships tonight. Wow. That is really amazing. Thank you. Thank you
Yes,
for
yes,
that.
yes.
That's just great.
Thank
That
you
is
very
great.
much for your support, for supporting Joe and all of his
That,
video
all
madness.
my nonsense. Anyways,
Yeah, please
I
give a
won't
shout
finish.
out to either Shannon right now if you're getting a membership.
or
And
Peter
if
from
you,
before.
yeah, if you got a membership from Peter, please say thank you. Yeah, this is crazy. It's still scrolling.
It is still
Yeah.
scrolling. Yep. Let me see here. Let me see if I find one also. I bought a SpaceX Starlink Generation 2 on Amazon, but it blew up the first time I used it. That's interesting. Like I'm using a SpaceX Starlink version 2. I'm actually using like model like I think serial 2000 and something, 2010 or something. So I literally have my version 2 is like right off the assembly line when we came out of beta, right? So I got like the first couple of thousand. And it's still been there for the last 45, 40 some months. So by yours dying the first day you plugged it in, man, that's just bad luck. I don't know what happened there. That's not normal. Let's just put it that way. But they will replace it. They will definitely replace it. You bought it from Amazon, so I mean, Amazon should cover it anyways. Yeah, they usually do. And then if the whoever you bought it from doesn't cover it, you can do the A to Z BS that they have and actually get it covered right from Amazon. Look,
Wait,
Rico says I paid $70 since last year. 70. That's sweet. That's nice and cheap. I
yeah.
like that.
Real quick, Evie Bud asks, how do you know if you have received a membership?
It'll pop up. Your name will pop up, and then
Well, do
also
you have like a, do you have
you'll
a little
have
blue
a
dot?
star. Yeah, like you see how everyone
You'll
has
have a
like the
little
red.
star next to your name, a
Yeah.
little like round. Is it red or
Yeah, you'll have like a
blue?
little star. You'll have like something that indicates like this. You see the blue
Yeah,
star,
so it's a
yellow
little,
star, or
on our side, it's a little blue star
everyone has like
on
a different
something.
star, and it has to do with how long you've been on the channel and
Gotcha.
some other stuff. But yeah,
Gotcha.
and once you have that membership, you'll have access to like different emojis and all kinds of like
I know
little
you've
perks.
answered this before,
Yeah.
but Deline Root, do the Tesla phones exist?
No. I'll just answer it fast. No, they don't exist. Elon Musk is not making a Tesla or a Pi phone. He will make a phone if for some reason the phone companies that are making phones, either Android or Apple, went down this non-free speech thing and limited access to certain applications. He said at that point he'll make a phone. Until then, he's got bigger fish to fry. All of the videos that you see online where they're making this phone or the new one, the new bullshit is like they have this new Pi iPad called the Pi Pad or something. It's all nonsense. And when you watch the videos, that you never see them, and they're always like 3D animated, and there's no face. If you get faceless videos, chances are they are BS because someone's not showing their face. It's usually just junk, anyways. That's not 100% true, but a lot of it is. A lot of these faceless videos are just complete garbage. So yes, no Pi phone, no Tesla phone, no Pi Pad, no Tesla Pad, none of this stuff.
Pie hole.
No Pi hole, no Apple Pie,
Did you
Blueberry Pie.
did you read this one
No,
from Life and Death? Unless you abandon Android and move to Apple.
no.
Okay. He said, unless you abandon Android and move to Apple, Google owns you and will make money 24/7 unless you compromise on a de-Googled phone. You can't win if you play their game.
Well, it's true.
I mean, that's true.
It is true.
Uh,
You can de Google a phone. You can reinstall like a new OS on it. You can do that too. That's if people don't like Apple. I use an Apple iPhone. I always said this, and we've talked about this. If Elon put out a phone tomorrow,
yeah,
we will buy three.
yeah.
And that's just it. I would rather not give it to Apple, and I'd rather not give it to Google. That's just personally. That's my, I'd rather give the money to Elon. That's just the way, that's just how I am. So,
Speed Racer super chat. Thank you
Speed
very
Racer,
much.
thank you so much for that super chat. I love this little dude here. Look at this little guy. He's awesome. That's awesome. Cool. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you
Thanks.
very
Thanks
much.
for the support. Really appreciate it.
Hold on. I
No
have,
lurking, Peter says. No lurking.
yeah. Um,
Let's see.
hold on.
Right here, there's one.
wait. God, why?
Let me see. This
See, an
is
ad just popped up on my
Enyo
end.
Sand says another question. Are you setting the Windows hard drive back on just to
That's the
get
one I was looking
oh
for.
just to get updates before the MS shuts down. I
Yeah.
will be doing that. Just so everyone knows, we've been running Linux for the last, I don't know, 8 months or whatever it is, 10 months. Windows is here, and as you can see the dust on it, it has not gone back into my computer. We've been using Linux for video editing, 3D application, anything that you can think of. We've been using Linux for almost a year now. So I will stick this back in. I'll do all the updates before the end of life. I think end of life is either October or August of this year. So before then, I will stick it back. I'll do all the updates and then I'll pull it out again because I'm not going to use it. Um, I don't want to have anything to do with Windows. I just don't. I don't believe in anything that they do. I think it's very I think it's I think it's just trash. And
Trash.
the problem is they have a monopoly on the apps and the devs. The devs make product for Windows because the majority of people use Windows, and that's the problem. So I just it just bothers me. I hate it. Anyways, we just saw Elon just wandering around. I
Yeah.
like that.
Um, it says, Mo said, I hope our friend DJ Neo, aka Peter Madsen, is doing well this week.
Yes, yes. Hopefully he's doing
Yes,
good.
yes, yes, yes. Evie Bud, how do you know if, oh yeah, no, we got that one. Sorry.
No problem.
Um, Jamie 42, my Gen 2 worked from time I got it until I was able to get fiber recently.
Oh wow, congratulations on the fiber. I mean
Yeah,
that should be always everyone's end goal is not having SpaceX Starlink, is having fiber
yeah,
because fiber is going to be the best speeds you can get. Starlink is a great backup, but if you don't ever have access to fiber, SpaceX Starlink is by far hands down the best internet that you're going to find. Period. End of story.
yeah. Shannon did say I have figured out my PC stream buffers, but not my app on my TV.
Interesting. So that's something with the PC.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. Let's see. Like, share, and subscribe.
Please do that.
Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Um, all of the above.
Do all those things.
Yes. Take them all. Confessions, take those two. Gala Girl, I should definitely start making pie hole no face vids.
I think so. Do it. Do
EV
it.
EV Bud, I would buy a Tesla phone too. I think a lot of people would.
I think so.
Guy Beetle 65, you only get the free month if you buy from Starlink. We purchase from Home Depot, no free month. Good to
Ah,
know.
good to know. So you have to.
Hmm,
So you actually have to order it from Starlink. Okay. All right.
yeah,
Thank you for that.
yeah. Jim Lippy,
Yeah.
I have an Android phone.
Uh huh.
Something 4 got the cheapest plan for 30 bucks a month. Metro now T-Mobile. I have no problems.
Yeah. A lot of people are doing pretty well with T-Mobile, especially now that they've bought out some of the smaller. So T-Mobile is doing a good job. I mean, T-Mobile, I think his base company is Deutsche Telekom, I believe, and obviously that is a company overseas. So they are more of an international company. They have more. They do really well overseas, Europe and everything. So here in the U.S., they're getting a foothold. Deutsche Telekom or T-Mobile here in the U.S. they did really well because Sprint was going out of business. So they ended up taking over a lot of the Sprint towers. People don't know this. A lot of the Sprint towers were taken over by T-Mobile and now converting over the last like 5 years or 4 years, whatever it is now, into 5G towers. So that's why T-Mobile's getting bigger and bigger and bigger because they got a lot of those towers that they're in the works of converting. So
Okay. We are almost out of
it's almost
time.
time.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna get a couple more of these that have been sitting here.
Please. I won't say anything.
Um, hold on. William Fabric said, if my ISP could give me fiber up down 1 gigabit, I'd jump in that in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
George Burns, do you use any virus protection on Linux?
No.
Okay. Low Tech Greg, do the updates live so we can all enjoy the experience.
The updates of what?
I don't know, whatever you talked about updates.
All right.
I don't know. I wasn't listening to that part.
She wasn't listening to me.
No.
What else is new?
Uh, Oh, Welch and Sun Farm. I do not know about anything but Apple, so it would be like driving in a foreign country. Yellow. Peter Gosling. I wish I had fiber or Starlink. I'm still on ads. What?
Oh, okay.
No one. Have a good night. You too.
Thank you so much, love.
Um,
Appreciate you being here.
Jamie 42. I was a very happy Starlink customer. Not a huge Elon fan, but Starlink is a quality service.
See, see, that is someone with common sense
Mm-hmm.
that doesn't cut off their nose to spite their face. It's not like these people that buy a Tesla and then all of a sudden they don't like what Elon's doing and then go burn their Tesla to the ground because they're literally unstable. You know, you realize that you really don't like Elon, which is fine, but you understand that the service is really great, and that is that's perfect. You kudos to you. There's so many people that are not like you, and it's a problem. It's a really big problem. So, anyways, I love that. That's great. That's really really great.
Um,
More
Rico's,
questions?
we're
Hey
finishing
guys,
up.
we're finishing up. 5 minutes. That's it. We're out.
I'm
It's been like a
still
couple hours already.
Rico Suave. I'm still waiting for
Rico
dietary
Suave. Love it.
fiber from our former service provider.
We waited for
Okay.
30 years
Yes.
for fiber.
Ricky Joe, Windows 10 EOL is actually October 14th, 2025,
There you
not the
go. October.
15th. That was a typo. Got it.
Gotcha.
Arnie asked, do you have a Starlink referral code now with the mini is so cheap?
Yeah, I mean, if you buy Starlink or Kit or whatever, and you use the referral code, you get a month free, and I get a month free. Is what they do. That's it. I don't have like an affiliate with them, or it's just like whatever that's their thing that they do. So if you go to jcristina.com/Starlink, jcristina.com/Starlink. Matter of fact, I'll put it in the chat so that you
Yes.
can see it. You're gonna get a free month, and I'll get a free month. That's just how it works.
Sweet.
So there you go. I'll stick it in the chat. That's what it looks
BB
like.
Bud, what distribution of Linux do you use?
I'm using Mint 22.1, and I love it. I absolutely love it. Go back to some of my Life After Microsoft Windows Cutting the Cord series. Check that out. And you'll see I installed like 8 different distros, I think. And I ended up settling on Mint 22. And then now it upgraded to 22.1 because all of my hardware and all of my software that I needed just worked out of the box. Arch Linux, I really liked it, but nothing worked. It's like kind of like you have to just build it from scratch. And even though I have the ability to do it and the know-how and the knowledge to do it, I don't want to recommend it to other people out there that are coming from Windows that don't know how to sit in a terminal and sit there and, write Perl or something, sit there and script and wander around. So anyways,
All right.
next,
Real quick, Peter Gosling, it
Peter,
says I am still on ADSL 1.
really? What the hell's that?
I don't know.
I used to have ADSL many, many, many years
I
ago.
know, I was going to say, even I know that's a
Yeah,
long time
that I still
ago.
have an ADSL modem sitting in the garage. I think it was like, God, I don't
I
even know
don't
what
know.
it was. It was like 20 meg or
Low
something.
Tech Greg, the Windows updates.
Oh, the Windows updates. Okay, 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 okay. Gotcha. Yeah. When I stick this back into the computer for one last time to update it. Yeah, maybe
Mhm.
we'll do that. That'd be a cool like last hurrah. Giving the middle finger to Billy the Kid, to Bill Gates, even though he's not part of it anymore, but to Windows. We'll just use him as like a I don't know, like the idol to the effigy to burn. But yeah.
So before we leave, please thank you, Shannon, again, as always, for supporting us and pushing Joe forward in all of your memberships and super chats, and Peter Gosling, you as well, for always pushing more people to, their gifted memberships. Really appreciate it. And to you moderators out there, you know who you are. Thank you very much. Um, yeah, I was going to say, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hate, love,
Yeah.
joy, moon, the stars.
Thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever.
Mo asked if we had a confession booth. We don't, but we'll still take them if you like to post them.
Yeah, we'll always take the confessions.
Yes.
Absolutely. Listen, don't forget about IFT9. All right. Be here. 5 days away. We're going to see that
Yes.
rocket launch. I will be here doing commentary on it. I cannot wait. I know there's other places you can go watch it, but if you want to hang out with
So it's on
me,
the 21st. 5 days is on the 21st, Wednesday the 21st.
yep,
Okay.
yep, the 21st. As far as the timing goes,
To be
I
determined?
yes, I have not heard the exact timing as of yet, but yes, it'll be the 21st of May, supposedly, if all goes well, because there are a lot of like traffic things and notifications to maritime people for, mariners for being in the area or not to be in the area. So there's good indication that the 21st will be the day. So we'll see. If it happens, doesn't happen, I don't know. But I will be there doing this coverage, and I'm going to be using this system that we're currently using that we had no problem with tonight.
Yeah.
So hopefully we have no problem during the event.
And
So
thank you to all you guys that are always loyally here and to all you newbies that are here with us as well.
that got called out.
And for you guys that have been here,
Shannon.
but finally got called out, got a membership, so that's fun and cool. We like that, like to see it.
Absolutely.
Have a great weekend.
Yeah.
Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy tomorrow and
Yeah, enjoy the
Sunday.
family, eat hearty,
Yes.
all those things. Have a good weekend. We will see you on Monday. A lot of new stuff that's going to be happening in the next couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be a new store that's going to be launched. Getting some help with that. So new store. There's
Mm-hmm.
also some new editing that's happening. I'm going to have a new editor that's going to help me with doing some editing. So I'll be able to do possibly 5 videos a week instead of 4 or 3. So that's going to be good too. So there's a lot of cool stuff that's happening.
Shannon
Hang
is
in there.
closing it out
Oh
with
no,
10 gifted memberships.
Shannon, thank you. Wow. Wow, look at that. 10
Hoping
people. Thank you so
Yes,
much for
yes,
that.
yes.
Thank you. Thank
Ricky
you.
Joe, the 22nd is my sister's birthday, then it's
Oh,
mine 8 days later on the 30th. Happy early
happy
birthday.
early birthday. That's right. That's right.
Thank you, thank you.
So, anyways, guys, thanks a lot for being here. Shannon, thank you for all that
Thank
you
you,
do. Peter,
Shannon.
Mo, everyone out there,
Yes.
thank you, thank you, thank you.
Welsh and Sun Farm, Honey Badgers,
Yes,
Gala Girl. I'm just naming a few off the top
do
of
it.
my head. Uncle Bill 24 just got gifted. Evie Bud, hello. Good night. We'll see you next
Hello,
weekend.
good night. We'll see. She's drunk.
I'm done. I'm done. I'm toast.
Gala. Anyways, guys,
Yeah.
listen, thanks so much. Have a great weekend once again. We will see you on Monday with a whole nother week of some great, great.
Rico Suave, good night. Arnie, good night.
Take care, guys. We'll see you
RGPS
later.
rules. We'll see you. Bye.
We're out. Take care. We're going to leave the feed going. So even though we're out, if you guys want to talk back and forth for the next 5 minutes or so,
Yes.
it's going to still be going. So we'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Love you all.